Cheers. Well, let's talk about Patreon, shall we?
That's fucking hot.
Hey, welcome. I'm John Gantini.
I'm GK.
And we are the presenters of Blah Wars. It's a podcast that's available on Spotify, iTunes, and all the other podcasting things. It's primarily a Star Wars podcast.
10% Star Wars, I'd say. 90% bollocks.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it varies week to week, but the Star Wars input is usually small at best, and then we kind of find topics to discuss from there, don't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're watching this video, you're probably on our Patreon page and you're wondering what's all this about. Well, as you know, you probably know what Blah Wars already is. This is our Patreon page. If you can afford to support the show,
please do.
Pay us a very little amount of money every month, and in return you get loads of bonus content. So
what content are we talking about?
Well, it depends how much you pay. I mean, $1 a month, right, will give you access to all the bonus stuff, which is basically like bonus videos.
Us in a hotel room.
Yeah, loads of behind the scenes videos, similar to this kind of video, but stuff that we won't put anywhere else. Loads of bits we cut from the shows, not always down to bad things, but sometimes we have pre-show conversations to warm up.
Yeah.
All that extra stuff goes on there. Any long segments that we felt were too risque, they get cut and they end up a couple of weeks later on Patreon when we feel they're not as risque anymore. So anything that we got scared about, basically, it's the total access all areas for Blah Wars. There's like photo uploads there as well. There's blog things there. What else is there? Music,
content,
audio files. Yeah, it's just loads and loads
Swim
of
around in that good
amazing
content.
Blah Wars content. And then if you pay $2 a month, you get all of that, plus you get Blah Wars episodes out as soon as we've cut them. You don't have to wait till Sunday. You get them as soon as they're edited. So that
Saturday
could be
night.
Yeah, Saturday night. Maybe Friday. Usually that tends to be Thursday evenings, depending on where you live in the world. But the best one of all, if you pay $3 a month, you get all of that stuff plus the monthly payload. The monthly payload is a bonus episode of Blah Wars that we record every single month. It's usually between sort of 40 minutes to anywhere. The last one was an hour.
Yeah.
Next one might be a bit longer. We don't really know. It's a whole bonus episode of Blah Wars. You can only hear it at Patreon, and it's all brand new content, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cough up, and they're pretty good. They're not news based, so it's quite largely listener led. And we end up just having more weird conversations. So if you're into the really weird stuff that we talk about, and you like rants and you like discussions about areas that Jude's not comfortable drifting into, such as earlier on when I was on the train, I noticed that someone had left a puddle of what can only be described as menstrual blood on their chair. And
so that sort of stuff.
That's reminded me of a story which I will tell to Jude in today's episode. But just if you like that kind of stories, then that's your...
not even related to Blah
Sure.
Star Wars. So.
Anyway, thanks very much. These are the options. They're just there. You can go and choose which tier you want to be on. And you'll be helping us out. We're really grateful. All right?
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.